Life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? It's as if just when we think we have everything under control, a new challenge arises, something unexpected that throws us off balance. Stress, anxiety, fears about the future, and the weight of everyday struggles seem to pile up, and sometimes it feels like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. The pressure can feel suffocating, and the peace we long for feels out of reach. But what if I told you that peace is closer than you think? What if I told you that Allah has already placed signs in your life to guide you to that inner peace? Take a moment, just a brief moment. Close your eyes and think about what's troubling you right now. Is it something specific? An issue at work? A problem in your family? Or something deep inside that you've been carrying for years? It could be fear, doubt, frustration, or uncertainty about what the future holds. Whatever it is, I want you to identify it clearly. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed that we don't even know what's bothering us. But by pausing, even for a brief second, and pinpointing the source of our struggle, we can begin the process of healing. That's the first step, clarity. Now, once you've identified what's troubling you, here's where things start to shift. I want you to do something simple but powerful. Close your eyes again. Forget about the world around you, even if it's just for 20 seconds. In this moment, speak directly to Allah. From the bottom of your heart, say, "Oh Allah, my Creator, I'm exhausted. I cannot carry this burden anymore. I'm giving it to you. I trust you to take this from me and decide its outcome. I accept whatever you decree." It's not about asking for things to go your way. It's about surrendering. It's about releasing the burden from your shoulders and placing it in the hands of the one who controls everything. It's not always easy, is it? We often feel like we have to carry the weight of the world ourselves. We feel like we need to be in control, to fix everything. But in that moment of surrender, we are doing something incredibly powerful. We are acknowledging that we are not in control. Allah is. He is the one who moves the heavens, who commands the winds, who holds the future in his hands. Nothing happens without his will. And when we surrender, we are admitting that his wisdom is far greater than anything we could understand. It's a release, a letting go of the need to control, and it's the most liberating thing you can do. But here's the key. Your heart must be ready to accept whatever comes next. And that's where true peace begins to unfold. We often get frustrated when things don't go the way we want them to. When life doesn't unfold according to our plan, we question why things are happening. But we forget that Allah's plan is always better for us, even when we don't understand it at first. Sometimes the outcomes may not be what we expected, but they are always what we needed. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us that what Allah decrees for his servant is always better for them, even if it doesn't seem so in the moment. When we trust in Allah's plan and accept his decree, we unlock the door to inner peace. And that brings us to relationships, another significant source of stress and struggle in our lives. Think about the people closest to you, your family, your friends, your loved ones. These are the people who bring joy and meaning to our lives. But how often do we let small misunderstandings, hurt feelings, or pride get in the way of maintaining peace in these relationships? We all know what it's like to have arguments or disagreements with those we care about. Sometimes these conflicts escalate and create distance between us, even with the people we love the most. We might hold grudges, allow our egos to get in the way, or let anger cloud our judgment. The truth is, when relationships break down, it's often because we forget the foundation upon which these relationships should be built, the guidance of Allah. Without His guidance, even the strongest bonds can become fragile. But Allah, in His mercy, doesn't leave us without a way to repair these relationships. Allah gives us the tools we need to rebuild: forgiveness, humility, and sincere effort. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that the best among us are those who bring peace and reconciliation, even when it's difficult. It's not about holding on to past hurts, but about letting go and forgiving. It's about putting others' needs above our own pride and doing the hard work of rebuilding trust. When we do this, we open the door to healing and peace in our relationships. And peace isn't just about external relationships, it's about finding peace within ourselves. It's about quieting the noise inside our hearts and minds. Often, we search for peace in the things around us, in success, in recognition, in material comfort. But true peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from within. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens in the world, Allah is in control. When we trust in Him and place our worries in His hands, that's when we begin to find peace in our hearts. The more we rely on Allah, the more peace we will find within ourselves. But the hidden beauty is that these signs of peace are all around us, every single day. Allah's mercy is not always something dramatic or obvious. It's in the small things we might overlook. It's in the quiet moments of calm when the world around us is chaotic. It's in the kindness of a stranger, the smile of a friend, The comfort of knowing that no matter how difficult life gets, we are never alone. Allah's signs are everywhere, waiting for us to notice them. Sometimes, the peace we seek is already there. We just need to open our hearts and recognize it. Allah is always near. He says, "And when my servants ask you concerning me, I am indeed close." I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me. We don't have to search far and wide for Allah's guidance and mercy. He is already with us, every step of the way. And when we turn to Him, when we truly open our hearts and trust in His wisdom, the peace we've been longing for begins to flow into our hearts. But here's the challenge. We often don't recognize these signs. We get so caught up in our daily lives, in our worries and struggles, that we miss the moments of Allah's mercy and guidance. The signs are not always dramatic. Sometimes they come in the form of a quiet breeze, a moment of clarity, or the words of a friend at the right time. Allah is always reaching out to us, but we need to be present enough to notice His signs and feel His presence. So the next time you feel anxious, stressed, or lost, remember this. The peace you're searching for is already within you. It's not about escaping life's challenges or avoiding the storms, but about facing them with the certainty that Allah is with you. When you surrender to Allah, trust in His plan, and seek His guidance, the peace you seek will follow. It's not always immediate, but it is always present, waiting for you to recognize it. Inner peace is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, patience, and trust. But with Allah's help, we can find that peace no matter the circumstances. And as we move through life, facing trials and tests, we can be certain of one thing. Allah is always with us, and His signs are always there, guiding us toward the peace we seek. All we have to do is look for them. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.